everyone, this is Julia, the Nomadic Crafter, and I thought I'd show you what it's like to pack my van back up after having a sewing stint in a house. This time I did not need to bring out my table because they had a nice table in there. So this is the back of my van right here, and the biggest thing back here is this table, which is covered with this covers I put on it when I'm sewing. And there's this space here that I'll be using in a few minutes. I have a tarp behind it, and even though I've been in the Southern California and it hasn't rained in ages, it will when I start heading north, if I start heading north. All right, so what I've done here, and I just wanted to show you how tightly I can pack everything in here and how much stuff you can actually get into a small van. So down here you see how my tarp is on the bottom there of the van, and it comes up the back too in case any water gets in. But this is my sewing machine, and it fits right up against the table there. And this box has typically my iron in it, but I need a new iron, as well as other things. And what happens is the next thing that goes in the van is one of these patchwork containers here. And it just sits right on top of the sewing machine there. Juts out a little bit. The next thing I have to do is pull this up. And I also have to make sure that these things that bend are going to be hitting exactly in the middle of this. And same with the other side, which is already shut. This right here is just a roll of denim to catch any water. But this is really kind of hard to show you. Oh no, it fell. Kind of a pain. All right, I'll get it from the inside. Anyway, so this is folded like this because I hate the look of this tarp coming up through this window here. So I fold it like this, and it still provides the coverage in case it rains that I need, but it'll all get adjusted from the other side. Now the trick is to shut the door. It's just lined up perfectly. And that should do it. Hopefully. Because if I don't get it right, there's a chance it could rain in there. All right, we're going inside the van now, which is quite discombobulated. And I'm going to try and set this camera in a spot where I can just show you me reloading up the van and just how I shove everything in there and really make the best use of the space. All right, so here's the table, and I'm pulling this. Oh, what happened? Oh, it was perfect. Now, when I get to a rainy area, I can pull that over, but I don't like the look of the tarp. It's pretty with the Indian fabric. So what I do is, and I have a fan back there too that I've used that pretty fabric to cover this plastic fan sitting back there. So we have this space back here, and what I'm going to do is shove this big giant bag of fabric, see how thick it is, in between the bed and the table. And what's underneath there is my tent. So every square inch of space is used. Get that shoved back down there. There we go. It's nice. Then the next thing to go in is this camping roll, which gets squooshed so that it can go right there. Squish that in. Okay, and then I have a big okay, so I have this backpack that I got at a secondhand store, and it's my go bag if the van were to break down and we needed to walk somewhere. In this bag I could put a change of clothes, some Bambi food, some water, my purse. The computer is so big and heavy, I don't know what I'd do. But this is like my go bag, and it needs some repairs, but I keep putting it off. I do not want to have a go bag, so I'm not fixing it. But this thing gets rolled up. Let's see here. There is a way to make stuff fit that you just wouldn't believe. And that's one reason I'm showing you this. The amount of stuff I can fit in here. So now I'm just shoving this down here, and looks like there's a lot of extra room. I could get a whole nother something in there. Ooh, and that bothers me because I want it to fit perfectly. Make use of all the space. All right, so I have this winter jacket thingy that I'm now putting on top here. And what I'm trying to do here is make this space, whatever I'm shoving back there, not taller than the bed, so that I can then take this big suitcase, and it goes right in there as far back as it can go and leave me plenty of sleeping area. Now when I go to open it, I still got to pull it forward and go like that, and there's all my clothes. I actually took the time to do something for myself with the sewing. This is one of my favorite t-shirts, fighting terrorism since 1491, right before Columbus comes. And it was always so giant on me, but I stitched it together at the back. Just brought it in a little bit, and now it fits perfectly. I can't wait to wear it. I have a bunch of these old Panic shirts that I got at Widespread Panic that are all giant men's sizes, and over the years I'm gradually altering them to fit me. Here's another one actually I did last time I was sewing, or the time before. So this is a Widespread Panic shirt, called Weight of the World, and I put this t-shirt fabric on the bottom of it. And it says, "Bring the soup on home, Widespread Panic." And it's got t-shirt. So now I can wear this one, whereas before it was too short. I had cut it down trying to make it work. It didn't work, so I altered it, and now it works. So now I have 2 of those done. And by the way, I have way too many clothes. Way too many clothes. Need to get rid of some of them. I'm sick of all my old clothes, actually. So they were great, but now that I've had them for 10 years, you know, I'm over it. All right, the next item to go in is another container of patches. And you probably can't see back here, but, oh, I already showed you. So I have hangers back there and the little box carrying like the iron and whatnot. So now this is going to go right there. And it doesn't fit perfectly, but it creates a flat surface that I can then work with. The next item is the final container of patches here. And that goes right on top, fits right on top of this one. This has never fallen down or anything, so that seems to work really well right there. The next thing I usually do is put some kind of cover over it, because I don't like to look at plastic and tarps and styrofoam, all that stuff. My space really affects me, and that's one reason I'm a really clean and organized person. It affects me negatively if it's not organized and clean, and if I'm looking at different colors and surfaces that I don't like. And it affects me super positively when it is all nice. It really creates this calming, organized space for me, and I love it. This is not my favorite tapestry, but it's what I'm working with now. You're probably going to see some of my butt for a minute, but my goal is to sort of cover this whole thing, bringing it back behind the window a little bit, so that out of the back window it's not showing plastic containers full of stuff, but it's showing a pretty tarp. Pretty tarp. And there's no way to do it from the back while the door is open, because it'll just, or maybe there is. Maybe I'll try that next time, but it's pretty hard to get that door shut and holding stuff and get that clip just right. And I have to push the door up a little bit for it to fit properly. So anyway, let me finish this here. And I like this to go over this blue thing as well, because it's ugly. So yes, I'm a girl. Actually, I'm a woman. So I put that all there. now I have stored all of my sewing stuff in the back of my van, and it looks like this. Oh, pretty good. It's a little messy. It's bothering me a little bit. But yeah, so let's see, what else do we have to put away here? This jacket gets pushed up behind that plastic container like this. Oh, jeez. I did it before. There. So now that jacket's back there, and one of the reasons none of this stuff falls is because it's so tightly packed that it can't fall. All right, this is my special basket with a journal that I haven't started, a Bible that every time I open it talks about war, and a beautiful fan. It's for when I'm dancing. And my medicine. So this little basket, which I also made, goes right there. And because my medicine's in there, it's best if I get stopped by the authorities to have my medicine at the back of the van, so there's no way that I can access it while driving, so I'm not using while driving. And let's see. Then I take my handy dandy fan and we'll just put that. Oh, let me show you what I did too. I covered up this ugly radio thing with this, and I put my mini fan in there. But then this fan just goes here, and I try and keep this open for my dog and just for air. That's the back of the van, and that's me putting away all my sewing stuff. After sewing for a few days, I got 4 pairs of pants done, about $40 to $47 a pair, except for one pair is $55 because it's badass. All right, thanks for watching me load up my van with my sewing stuff. I'm going to go ahead and finish, but you can fit a lot of stuff in a small van, as shown here. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.